the live section. It is Farm with Chris. So if it's your first time coming across this channel, make sure you click on that subscribe button to be part of the family, and also turn on your post notifications so that you know anytime I upload a new video. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for always coming back. Thank you for always stopping by to watch our videos, and also for your contributions as well. So in our live sections, we always talk about different things. Most times we do question and answer in our live sessions, and sometimes we talk about things that have to do with agriculture, agribusiness, and also farming in general. So in today's live session, I would want to take some questions. Of course, if you have any question, you can drop it. I'll answer the questions. But apart from that, I want to talk about something that have been like a concern to me, or a thought that came to my mind a few days ago, and this thought is about the season we are in. And if you look at the description of this video, it says this is the best time to plant vegetables. This is the best time to plant vegetables. Farm size should not be a problem. Thank you so much for I can see the likes. I can see the likes in this live section. Please do well to tap on your screen to like this video, to like this live, so that YouTube can push it to other farmers and also other people that are interested in this sort of content. So back to what I was saying. I had this thought and I said, actually, we are in November. Today is the 8th day in the month of November, and we are gradually stepping into dry season. If you are in Nigeria, I'm actually in Nigeria, so we are gradually stepping into the dry season. In some part of the country, rain have gone down. There is no more rainfall. While in the part of the country where I am, we still experience rainfall, and we are expecting that maybe by month end, the rain will stop for the dry season. So it is the month of November, and I had this thought, and I said, this is actually the best time to plant vegetables. And I said, it won't be a good thing that I have this thought in my head and I don't share for my viewers to watch. I don't share for people to see, and also have that same idea, or share in my thoughts and see if this particular idea of mine can help some people or make people act on it. Okay, so what was the idea? I said it is the best time to plant vegetable because this is the dry season, and there are a lot of things you can do with the season. It does not matter the farm size. When people hear farming, what comes to mind is I don't have 1 acre of land to do the kind of farm that you're talking about. I don't have maybe 1 plot of land to do that size of land you're talking about. I don't have the resources to do. The size of the farm size does not matter at this point. The farm size does not matter at this point. I'm just giving you a gold mine, let me call it that, a gold mine of the season. We have November, December, January, February, March, and we expect rain by April or probably May. So you have solid 4 months to do something that can give you money in this dry season, irrespective of the size. You know why I say so? I will use a particular crop to give you an instance and give you what we call expo. Let's take fluted pumpkin as an example. You can do other vegetables, water leaf, spinach, fluted pumpkin, ewedu, um, what's it called? A lot of vegetables, lettuce you can do in dry, but lettuce maybe because you have open field, you might not be able to do it well. But see all those ones I mentioned: fluted pumpkin, spinach, ewedu, water leaf. There are things you can do irrespective of the space. That small space, if you live in a compound, I'm just giving a clear instance, and this is something that can help somebody that might come across this video. If you live in a compound where there is water, where there is source of water, and there is a small space where you can put few stands of fluted pumpkin, did I tell you that in 8 weeks time, or just call it in 10 weeks time, you can start cutting those pumpkins little by little, and that can be an extra source of income, not necessarily giving you hundreds of thousands, no, maybe 5,000, 10,000, 15,000 here and there to solve some family issues, to buy fuel to fuel your gen, or to fuel your bike, or to even get some things for your children, or even to buy books when they resume school by next year. These are things that you can do, and it will help you irrespective of the size of the land. So I'm giving you a clear example of what you can do this dry season. If you live in a compound where there is water supply, maybe there is a, or there is an overhead tank that supplies water to the house, there is water in that compound, and you have a space where you can put a few stands of pumpkin, or a few stands of spinach, or maybe a wedu or anything at the backyard there, it can serve as an extra source of income for you. You know why? In this season, when we enter dry season, the price of vegetables becomes high because it is now scarce. Not a lot of people plant in dry season because they don't have water, because of lack of water, mostly because of lack of water. But if you're opportune to have a compound where there is water supply, and you have a little space that you can put your pumpkin here and there, I kid you not, in 10 weeks time, you will come back to this channel and you will tell me, thank you, Chris, for giving me this small idea. Now, this is not for you to, this is not, will I say, that you're expecting, as I said before, you're not expecting to make hundreds of thousands of naira from this, because it's actually a small space. It is just an extra source of income to support what you do, to help you here and there do some things. So farming ideally should not be about the size of your land. That's what I'm trying to change this narrative, that when you hear farming, what your mind tells you is that I need 1 acre of land, I need 1 plot of land, I need 10 plots of land before I can talk about farming. No. In that your small corner, you can set up something, you can start up something that can give you little piece of, or little money, as the case may be, and you will thank me for this information. So it came to my mind, I was like, this is a gold mine that I can share, and somebody can just come across this video and have this idea, or tap from this idea, and start doing something for themselves. If you are a sit-at-home mom, or maybe a teacher, or any occupation at all, probably teachers or sit-at-home moms that very soon are going on holiday, so you need all those small things that can keep you busy and also give you some money. Even if you are not a teacher, you are not a stay-home mom, but you are a civil servant, or you work in a company or anywhere, or you are a nurse or any occupation at all, and you have this space in your maybe in your backyard or in your corner, you can do something. This 4 months is a very good month that you can tap from. Okay, I saw a comment from Olusegun Fields on mobile. He said, especially when I saw your seedlings, it wowed me. I already have my pepper seedlings coming out. I'm doing uh, staggered planting first, 175, then 110. I'll keep increasing up about 600 stands. Of course, you must not start with 1,000 stands of pepper. You must not start with 1,000 stands of tomato. Olusegun feels, thank you very much for this comment. It will it will go a long way to help you build your business. You must not start with 500 or 1,000 or 2,000. You can start with 100. You can start with 50. The only thing that is most important is not about the size. It's about consistency in building what you start. If you start with 100, you know that by next circle you are doing 200, by next circle you are doing 500. You grow gradually. In that video I shared, that I guess that's what Olusegun Phil is talking about, we had over 17,000 tomatoes and 10,000 peppers in that nursery. But it did not start like that. It did not start like that. It was from 1,000, then 2,000, then 5,000. So it is not about size. You can start in that your corner with just 100 stands of pepper, just 100 stands, and you'll be wowed what you will get when you put in the work. Yes, I'm also planning to ginger on the other plot. Okay, you want to plant ginger in the other plot, that's okay, that's fine. So long as you have an idea of what you want to do, it's fine. So my how will I put it, the whole idea of what I'm trying to say is size should not be your problem at this time. Size should not be a problem at this time. Don't look at the size of my farm and feel intimidated that, oh, I don't have that. No. Don't look at people's farms and you see people having over 100 acres of land all planted with vegetables and you feel intimidated. No, that's your half plot at your backyard. That's your small 100 square meter at your backyard. That's your 50 square meter, 10 square meter at your corner is enough to do something in this dry season. Emphasis in the season. I experienced something. I did a video about it as well because I always document my journey as a farmer. I planted fluted pumpkin last year, November. By this time last year, I was preparing my land to plant fluted pumpkin. By this time last year, and by January this year, we started harvesting the pumpkin. And guess what? I did that in just one plot, not up to one plot of land. And what I was able to get by June, from January I was started harvesting, January, February, March, April. I stopped cutting in April, May, because I wanted to allow them to grow fruit so that I can replant the seed. But unfortunately for me, where I planted the pumpkin is mostly flooded when it rains. So the rain came and the place was flooded. So it destroyed the plants, the pumpkin. But the 4 months that I had to harvest those pumpkin, what I got from that space was was a lot. And I did a video about how I was able to raise over 1.5 million from a small spot, from a small place, planting fluted pumpkin. You can check this channel and backdate, look at my previous video. I talked about it, how I was able to raise over 1.5 million from fluted pumpkin in a small space, in a very small space, and it's mind-blowing. That was why this year, as at September as at 2 months ago, I've already planted my pumpkin, and I will start harvesting those pumpkin by next month, because I saw something that really caught my attention. So I didn't have to wait till November again to plant again. No, I started way earlier. I started 2 months earlier, so that I'll have the opportunity to start harvesting by December, and I will harvest it throughout the dry season. So it is not enough for me to keep it to myself and say, "Ah, this is an idea that I can keep it to myself. I can plant these things and only me will be selling." It is not possible, because only me alone cannot be able to satisfy the market when it comes to vegetables. Even in my immediate community, I cannot satisfy the community. Only me cannot. I can't. So what is there for me to hold the information when I know I cannot even meet up with the number of people that are demanding for these vegetables? My duty as a farmer, I always say it, is to produce quality vegetables for my immediate community, quality vegetables, but I cannot be able to satisfy the demand. So I had this thought and I said, since I did this thing last year, I did fluted pumpkin last year, the same time, that same November, I planted spinach, the same time last year, and I was able to funny enough, what I used to do that spinach, I think I did a video about it as well. That spinach cost me just 5,000 naira to get the seed. 5,000 to get the seed. And when I sowed at the end of I think by December ending, because it was just 1 month that I cut the spinach off. At the end of December, I've already sold out 120,000 from a 5,000 naira seed of spinach. Can you calculate the turnover from that spinach? From 5,000, by the end of December, I've already sold out over 120,000 naira from that seed of 5,000. It is over how many hundreds % profit to me, and is in a small space, a very small space. So the size of your land or the size of your farm should not be a yardstick to why you don't want to start farming, or why you don't want to take up the opportunity. The only thing I always emphasize on, because it is the season, once there is source of water close to that your small land, you can do something this season that will benefit you. So don't look at the size, don't look at 100 plots, don't look at 10 plots, don't look at people that have 10 acres already. No, you can start in that your small corner. I hope this my little thoughts help someone that watch this video and is interested to take a chance. I'm seeing a comment from your solver. I love you, my bloodline. Hey, I love you too, your solver. I love you too. Welcome to our live session. Please, guys, do well to tap on your screen to like this live, so that YouTube can also push it to other people that are interested in farming content, or I want to go into farming as well. So I hope this my small thought in my head will be able to give someone that come across this video the mindset that, or the mind shift that, it is not about the size of your land, it is about how prepared you are to take up that responsibility and make sure you put it to work. Okay, and make sure you put it to work. You can imagine, I don't give instances with what happened to people I say what happened to me because I can only talk about myself. So imagine, even if you are a student. Now let me give you a small instance as well based on what I said earlier. Olusegun feels Omoba, yes, it helps. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your comment. I so much appreciate it. Thank you, Olusegun. So let me give a little instance of what I said earlier. Even if you are a student, you are in SS3, SS1, or you are a Jambite, or you're preparing to go back to school, you are in university or undergraduate. Imagine having a small space of land in your backyard and you try to do vegetable. Now, irrespective of the fact that you claim that you don't have money, I was able to get seed of 5,000 naira, spinach, 5,000 naira, and I planted those seeds, and in 1 month I started harvesting those spinach. Some call it green. I started harvesting them. Started November, planted in November, and by the end of December I've already sold out 120,000 from that seed that I bought with 5,000. If you are a student, I'm sure you have 5,000 because you subscribe your phones now, you buy data, you have some little tips here and there. If you are a student that doesn't have money, you can spare 5,000 naira to get seed of spinach and plant it in that your small space. And by the end of the month, by 30 days, maximum 35 days, you start harvesting that same spinach you planted with 5,000. And what you get from that place, you come back to this video and you tell me, thank you for encouraging me to do something. So it is not about the money. It is cheap. It is affordable. Anybody can get 5,000 naira to buy spinach seed and plant. So long as you have water to constantly water or consistently water your plants, of course, you will harvest them in 35 days. And you will see how you will be able to turn that 5,000 to something reasonable that will still help you grow and expand your business as well. Especially, I'm not talking about any other season, I'm talking about, my emphasis is on these 4 months: November, December, January, February. You can add March if you want, but I'm looking at these 4 months that is considered as the peak of dry season. Okay, so you can do that for yourself as a student. Even if you're in senior secondary, even if you are still in secondary school, you can do that. It's just a small thing to also help and make you raise money for yourself. Olusegun said pepper is kind of cheap now. Will it rise when the demand season comes, or is there some metrics we are not considering? Federal government is saying a lot about bringing the cost of food down. Of course. Now you mentioned 2 things in your comment, and I'll answer the both of them. Number 1, pepper is kind of cheap now. Exactly, it is cheap currently. Pepper is cheap. It's affordable, not cheap though. It's affordable now, so many people can get pepper at any cost. You can get pepper that will be enough for you to cook. Now, will it rise when the demand season comes, or are there some metrics that we are not considering? Pepper price will rise very soon. Very soon. The price of pepper will go up. The season we are in, people that planted pepper from July, August are currently harvesting, and the the number of people, of farmers that work with rain fed is a lot compared to people that use irrigation. Okay, sorry guys, we had a little glitch. So the price of pepper will surely go up very soon. By the end of December or mid-December, January, the price of pepper will begin to go up. Just like any other thing, price apart from tomatoes, price will definitely drop in January. But by February, it goes up again. So the price of pepper goes up mostly by January ending, February, March, April, May. These are the peak seasons. So dry seasons, February, March, April, is when we experience a whole lot of demand for pepper and few supply. So what controls the price of pepper most times, or any commodity most times, is availability. If there is a lot of a particular produce in the market, what happens to that particular produce is that the price drops because it is a lot in the market. But when there is scarcity of that same produce, you see that the price shoots up because it is now available in limited quantity. And that is exactly what happens from February, March, April. So people that already hoard their pepper, mostly dry ones, will start bringing them out. So there is no much of, or there is no much fresh pepper available for supplies. So the price skyrockets. And what you must understand is that pepper price is influenced by all the pepper you can talk about, both the dry ones and the wet ones. If the dry pepper, processed ones or the stored ones, are expensive or are scarce, automatically it influences the price of the fresh ones. So from experience, we have the month that we noticed a very big hike in price of pepper is from February, March, April, some part of May as well. But once it start raining, we start entering the rainy season, the price begin to drop gradually until it's down. But it's not that down per se, because now we sell pepper for 3,000 per kg, and it's not that bad. For now, we sell pepper for habanero pepper, we sell 3,000 per kg currently, and it's not that bad. If you look at it, it's not that bad. But before, we sell for 5,000, 5 something for 1 kg. But currently it's 3,000, which is not actually bad. And we are expecting that by next month, January, gradually it begins to come up again, and before it hits the peak period of February, March. So I've done a video some time ago when I said the best time to plant pepper, if you're a professional and if you know what to do, you target February, March, April, which is the dry season. That is the best time that we have experienced. We have seen that there is a lot of hike in price of pepper. Now, FG is saying a lot about bringing the cost of food down. See, the truth still remains that in Nigeria, the cost of food in Nigeria is actually very affordable. Don't get me wrong, because some people will tell me it is expensive. Why would I say it's affordable? The cost of food in Nigeria is actually very affordable compared to other countries. Now, if you as a farmer, if you're a farmer watching this video, you agree with me that if you have to put in every cost, everything you use in your farm, you take record of all the things you use, and you produce a particular commodity, you have a produce. If you holistically look at the costs and you look at how much you're selling that product, you will see that you are actually selling it cheaper than, or let's say lower than what you're supposed to sell. If you're a farmer watching this video, you understand what I'm talking about. We have seen a lot of time we will spend so much money, we spend millions of naira to produce a batch of maybe tomato or pepper or any commodity, and at the end of the day, when it's time for harvesting and you get to the market, you are seeing a different price that does not even meet up to sorry that does not even meet up to what you've spent in the farm to produce those the goods you brought to the market. So if you look at it very well, currently the price of food in Nigeria is affordable, because if farmers should consider all we spend, the amount of effort we put to produce food, and we quantify it by what we are supposed to sell, the price of food in Nigeria will be more than what it is today. So if FG is saying, federal government is saying a lot about bringing the cost of food down, there is no problem. It does not still change the fact that we spend so much. Where it will work is when the federal government begin to bring subsidy to farm implements, farm inputs. The moment the federal government begins to, that is the only way I see the price of food will be more affordable in Nigeria. If the federal government is talking about bringing the cost of food down, there is no two ways about it. What they need to do is to focus on giving subsidy, bringing down subsidy for farm inputs. Farm inputs. If you want to go and buy 1,000 seed of habanero pepper, there is no how. You want to buy quality seed, F1 quality seed of habanero pepper, there is no how you won't spend over 100,000 to get just 1,000 seed of habanero pepper. You will spend over 100,000 for only 1,000 seed. You've not bought fertilizer, you've not bought maybe your foliar fertilizers, you've not bought the pesticide or the fungicides or and other things. You've not paid for labor to clear your site, you've not paid for labor for your ridges, you've not paid for your drip tanks to run installation for water supply, you've not paid for all those things. By the time you put them together, you see that you spend so much money. If the government is talking about bringing down the cost of food, they will start with bringing in subsidy for farm inputs. So if I'm spending 1 million naira, quote unquote, for instance, I'm spending 1 million naira to produce 1,000 stands of pepper, and the government talking about bringing down cost of food, now implement subsidy that will make me spend less than what I spend, make me spend like 500,000 instead of 1 million. That means automatically the price of what I'm selling will also reduce. That is how it's done. So for now, until then, we still produce and we still sell. Okay, we still produce and we still sell, although most times the market for vegetable is not stable. It's not stable. The price of tomato, one basket, can be 30,000 by 10 o'clock in the morning, and by 12 noon the price have dropped to 20,000. That is how the market of vegetable is. That's how it is. Okay, so answering your question, Shegun, there are metrics that you have to look at. It is time and season. There are times when pepper are cheap, especially during the rainy season. Unless you maintain a greenhouse, the quality of your fruits will still make it stand out, and you still have to sell it for a reasonable amount because of the quality of your pepper. But if not, these seasons that we are in, there is a lot of people coming to market, and the price will surely go down. But once it's hitting February, March, April, even from January itself, you start seeing that the price will start going up, because it's not a lot of people that have the capacity to run irrigation and do dry season farming. Okay, so I'll leave it at that. You've Olusegun feels you've carried me to another angle of this, of what I don't like talking about when it comes to farming and government policies. But here on this channel, we look at everything at all that have to do with farming and how it affects farmers. That is why I took out my time to explain why I believe for food to be affordable in Nigeria, the government should also tend to the needs of farmers by implementing subsidy that will help us spend less to produce food. That means food will be affordable for everybody in the country. But currently, food in Nigeria is actually very affordable. So guys, I think I've fulfilled my desire this evening for this life. First of all, it's about planting in this season and knowing that size is not a problem. Size should not be a problem for you, so long as you have water supply, even in a small water, and you have a small land. Just plant something for that place. It will grow, you will enjoy it, and you come back to this video and you tell me thank you for sharing your thoughts with us. I think I'll be ending the live session at this juncture, and I want to thank each and every one of you that are part of this live session, people that liked this video, shared as well. And special thanks and shout out to Olusegun Fields Omoba. Thank you so much for engaging. I so much appreciate. And your solver, I saw your comment. So guys, we'll end the live session here. So if you have any question, do well to drop the comment. Even if you come across this video when the live session have ended, please just drop your question and I will do well to respond. I have some questions from our last live session last week that I have not attended to. Don't worry, if you asked a question that I have not answered from last week, I will make sure to either do a video or respond via the comments as well. Thank you so much guys for being part of this live session, and I will see you guys same time, same channel next week. Bye for now.